Have you heard of Anchor? Well, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Start creating your podcast now and let Anchor do the rest for you. Hello everybody and welcome back to Ebony's Adult Chat. So today I'm going to be talking about helping people. Reason why I am talking about this is because, a lot of people, they have good intentions on wanting to help people, but sometimes helping people can also be very damaging to the people that they're trying to help. The reason why I say that is because, I have watched some videos on YouTube on people who, have the right intentions on wanting to help people, but in the process of trying to help people, they winded up victimizing them. So, that's wrong to victimize somebody that you're trying to help. They didn't really help the person, they hurt the person even more than what they already felt. So, this is something that really needs to be talked about because a lot of people are being hurt in the process by people who so-called say they are wanting to help them. One of the things that I've learned is that when you actually have a passion, a true, real passion of helping people, it actually comes natural because what it is that when you're helping somebody, it comes from your heart. And you don't have any ill intentions, you don't have any motives behind it, but you're doing it because you want to do it and it's in your heart to do it. You're not doing it because you see other people doing it and all of a sudden you want to do it. That's not how that works. When you want to help people, you're helping them because that's how you feel in your heart. And so people, when you're listening to certain people that say they want to help people, if you listen to them really closely and clearly, you can kind of tell that when they're trying to help a person, if you really listen to them, you can tell that they're not really helping the person. They're not really doing it for that person that they say they're helping, but what they're doing is they are doing it for themselves. What do I mean by that? Here's an example. Let's say if somebody had came to me and they needed help with something. Most people, especially when they're going through something that's very traumatizing and traumatic, they want to talk to somebody that actually understands. But in this scenario, let's say that somebody came to me and they needed help, and it was pertaining to something that happened to them that was very traumatic to them. And they gave me some stuff to listen to. And when I listened to the stuff that they gave me, and I recognized who the person was that did whatever it was to them, rather than helping that person, I took what they gave me and I used it as a weapon against the person that did the crime or the attack. Stuff like that is actually happening today. Instead of people helping people, they are taking what that was given to them and they're using it against the people that attacked those very people. So they used what was given to them basically as a weapon against the person that did harm to them. But in a sense, it's not about the victim, but is mainly about whatever beef or whatever problems that you had with the person that victimized the person that you're trying to help. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So, that alone, it really shows that the motive behind that just looking at this scenario that I spoke about, the motive behind that is not about the person that they were trying to help, but it's about the person that victimized them. And it's about getting back at that person. And this is the type of stuff that's going on, especially on YouTube. And so that's why it's so important that we really are mindful and we're careful at the people that we talk to. Because a lot of people, they can say out their mouth that they're there to help, to help them. But if you're really discerning and you really listen, they have some hidden motives that they're not telling you. And so we really need to be mindful of who we talk to. And if you're not the type of person that is not in your heart to really help a person, helping people is not what you should be doing. Just because you say that you want to help people, it doesn't mean that it's, for some people it's a passion to help people. For other people, they're doing it because they see other people doing it. But it's not really something that they did, that it's not a passion of theirs. For me personally, helping people is a passion of mine. One of the things that I love doing is really helping women. And especially women that have gone through domestic violence or any type of abuse, because me personally, I know how that feels. I've gone through that myself, and I know with my own experiences, I can help other women that are going through that or have gone through it, left, but still are traumatized by it. It's better for people who have gone through stuff to talk to people who have actually gone through it themselves and have came out of it, because it gives them a sense of hope. It gives them a sense that, well, if they went through it and they were able to get out of it, I can get out of this too. But talking to people who really don't know or who have never experienced it, it's hard to listen to, only because they've never experienced it. They don't know what it's like. So that's why for me personally, think that it is better to talk to people who have gone through similar situations that you have gone through, so that way it'll help you more, listening to what they went through, and also listening to how they got through it, and maybe taking what they went through and trying to apply it to yourselves, taking what they did to get out of the situation and applying it to yourself. But also, if that doesn't work for you, they can help you with some ideas of what will work for you to help you get through what you're going through. So, I feel really bad for so many people. There's a lot of people out there that have gone through traumatic stuff. And a lot of the stuff, especially in the church, there's a lot of wounded and damaged people in the church. And the fact that the church has swept up these things under the rug and rather than dealing with it, there's some wounded and hurt and damaged people. The church, not only does the church sweep the problems up under the rug, but in certain instances there are people who have also paid victims off for their silence. But now and it's sad because of the fact that they were paid for their silence, they can't tell anybody what happened to them. But those that can talk about it, they can tell what happened to them. And the church needs to stand up more for the people in the church, the members that are in the church, and standing up and protecting them from the things that what happened to them, rather than protecting the rather than protecting the people that have done harm to their members. And this is what's going on in the church right now. There's a lot of preachers that are in a pulpit that have done some heinous things, such as child molestation, and they have yet to be accountable for it. And the sad part about it is that these pastors that they sit under know about it and aren't doing anything to protect their members, but they're fast to protect their preachers. And I think that is so not right on so many levels. And the sad part is, when people do tell their stories, they want to look at the people that were traumatized as liars. They want to throw stones. They want to call people names and re-victimize them even more than what they already were. And that's not fair, and it's not right to them. They have a right to speak, tell their story. They have a right to get justice for what was done to them. And also the preachers who hid these pastors and who protected these pastors, they also need to be held accountable too, because they helped these pastors cover it up. And if you think that that's not going on, trust me, it's going on. But today in this time, a lot of these preachers are being exposed for the stuff that they've done. Not only are they being exposed, but yes, they are going to pay for what they've done too. You just got to sit back and watch. But I say this to say this. You have to really be careful at who you go to for help. That was actually a prime example of what I was talking about. When a person in a church, a member of a church, goes to their pastor and they tell them what happened to them, or they tell them what was done to them by another pastor that they know that they have had in the church, but they don't do anything about it. That is a prime example as to what is going on. And that is a prime example as to how we need to really be careful of who we talk to. So I really hope that this has been helpful to people. I really hope that people take heed to this, because it's very important that people get the help that they need, but they want to get the help from the right person, from somebody that's actually going to help them and not victimize them too. Or they're going to help them and not turn them away. There's a lot of people that's also been turned away when they were trying to get help. And so that's why it's very important that we make sure that the people that we talk to, they really want to help. Use wisdom, use discernment. If you don't have discernment, pray and ask God to give it to you. But you need it in this day and time, because people who say that they are on the up and up are not really on the up and up. And so once again, I hope that this has been helpful to you, the listeners. Also, make sure you become a listener of my podcast. Share this podcast as well if you think it'll help somebody. And thank you for listening, and stay tuned for my next episode. Bye for now.